Okay, good morning, everyone. We are going to continue to the second session. We are welcome Mr. Nyoman Adiana from the Acting Director of Economy Digital, Ministry of Communication and Informatics, Dr. Anas Ma'ruf from Acting Head of Data Center for Center of Data and Information in Ministry of Health, and also Mr. Kin Wai Lau, Director General Hong Kong Economic and Trade Office. We have a very interesting discussion today. I would like to give the first opportunity for opening remarks about the interesting session today. We are going to discuss about the AI and deep tech in healthcare, specifically a wider landscape for Indonesian tech companies in Hong Kong. Indonesia is likely to have more than 5 startups worth at least $1 billion and a unicorn, with healthcare and education as the most promising sector. And we see how is the growth with more than 100 startups in 2019 for Healthtech startups, and even growing stronger in COVID-19 pandemic. So to make this session not too long, please, Nyoman, Dr. Anas, you can give your opening remarks, and then we are going to continue with Mr. Kin Wai Lau from Hong Kong. Pak Nyoman?
First of all, thank you very much for the opportunity to join this session for the opening remark for the workshop on the AI and deep technology in health tech. On behalf of my ministry, that the role of AI is very important, actually, to help the transforming Indonesian digitally. AI is a part of the information technology, can contribute for helping the Indonesian people to use a better technology, the better application, and for better service in the health tech. This morning, we just received the presentation from the Minister of Research and Technology, how AI could help us, how AI could contribute to solve our problem during pandemic. AI is a part of the big data. So AI is a part, is related with also the implementation of big data. So the using of AI need the availability of the infrastructure related with the big data, availability of the connectivity or telecommunication infrastructure. That is the fundamental. Without that, we have limitation implementation of AI. So Indonesian government actually in the last few years have a rapid program to accelerate the development of infrastructure in the remote area. We want all the people from the not only in urban but in rural, in remote area can have the benefit of the AI. I think this is a program that we now working, and during pandemic, this is the best moment for us actually to accelerate the digital transformation in the society. So, and the Ministry of Communication, Information Technology also received the increased budget to accelerate the infrastructure development, which help the digital transformation. I think I will not talk more. I think that's one key project that I would like to highlight in this session. Finally, I'd like to thanks for all of you. So hope you have enjoyed the discussion, and hopefully from this session we can provide the many solution for the future of our health sectors. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Pak Nyoman.
It was quite short.
Okay, feedback already done, the committee team. Okay, thank you, Pak Nyoman. Please, next, Dr. Anas Mafruf from the acting head of Center for Data Information, Ministry of Health.
Thank you, Mr. Bimo. Good morning, healthy greetings. The Honorable Chairman of the Indonesian Healthtech Association, also speakers and analysts, and also the webinar participation. Of course, first of all, let us praise and thanks to God, because today we can meet again in the digital event series with the theme growing potential in artificial intelligence for healthcare. On behalf of Ministry of Health, we appreciate to committee, to Indonesian Healthtech Association regarding to this webinar, because I think that health tech is very important thing for present and also for the next, especially in health technology, also in how to data managing and data management. Ladies and gentlemen, that we know AI is a technology that can simulate the mindset of a machine, just thinking like a human. The data were collected from various smart devices can be used to create patterns of disease spread or predict intervention models. However, currently this data is still scattered across its service provider and has not been integrated in the national scope. Ladies and gentlemen, the webinar participants, the application of artificial intelligence or AI to the big data management approach will facilitate and accelerate to the decision making in the health sector. All health measurements that have been carried out by the help of Internet of Things devices can be entered into the database automatically and then processed quickly. Thus, the data holding entities can pull data from the system for analysis based on the insight that they want to obtain. And then we know we can also use the AI for improve the health tech, especially for health. You know that many technologies used by the health sectors like telemedicine. So the development of technology has brought all aspects of human life to a new level. The health sectors is of course inseparable from technological developments. Of course, the technological developments that are present should be adopted and utilized to improve health services and improve the degree of the public health. So we know that technology development that can be implemented as a technology that is efficient and more safe for society, because one of these states resilience in public health data, and we must protect it. So, in the end of the speech, we hope that ideas on innovation can be emerged in the meeting, in the webinar, and we have that can give beneficial or health development in realizing a healthy in Indonesia. Thank you very much for your contribution for health care, and hopefully that this webinar very useful for us. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Anas Maruf. This is very, I mean, this is quite a unique opportunity. We are going to discuss together about the health tech implementation. I think AI is quite new, and there is going to be a lot of things to learn. I mean, we are going to continue directly to Mr. Kin Wai Lau from as the Director General of Hong Kong Economic and Trade Office. Just a brief curriculum vitae that he is born in the mainland of China, University of Hong Kong, holds degree in actuarial science, joined the Hong Kong Civil Service in 2001, and there's a huge parts of working in Indonesia and in Southeast Asia. So please welcome Mr. Kin Wai Lau, your time and to share the opening remarks.
Right. Thank you very much. Good morning, distinguished guests, speakers, panelists, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me really great pleasure to welcome you to this panel. As COVID-19 continues to affect Asia and the world at large, it is a palpable testament to the long-term friendship between Hong Kong and Indonesia and our mutual determination to build on our strong ties and wide-ranging cooperation. Let me first take this opportunity to thank the Ministry of Communication and Informatics, the Ministry of Health, Indonesia Healthtech Association, Hong Kong Cyberport, Invest Hong Kong, and Ambecindo for organizing and co-organizing this panel. Without your generous support, we would have not been able to come together today to share insight and experiences and to explore opportunities of cooperation. While both the Hong Kong and Indonesian governments are sparing no effort to combat the pandemic, it would be important for economic partners to support each other to enhance our resilience and to join hands to ride over the storm. In taming the virus or in achieving economic recovery, we cannot succeed without solidarity, cooperation, and multilateralism. The right approach to tackling global crises and realizing long-term development is through greater connectivity, openness, and inclusiveness. Hong Kong is very keen to strengthen our cooperation with Indonesia, one of Asia's and the world's largest and most promising economies. Despite the challenging global trade environment last year, our bilateral trade still recorded positive growth. Hong Kong last year was also the third largest source of foreign direct investment to Indonesia, amounting to nearly $3 billion and very encouraging 10% of Indonesia total FDI for the year. People-to-people bonds are equally reassuring, with more than 170,000 Indonesians in Hong Kong supporting our families and actively contributing to the cultural diversity in our city. In July, our two economies marked a bilateral relations milestone when the part relating to Indonesia in the Free Trade Agreement and Investment Agreement between Hong Kong and ASEAN came into force. In a time of unparalleled uncertainty, such agreements underlie our unwavering commitment to pursuing partnership possibilities whenever they may emerge. Innovation and technology has been playing a very crucial role in trending and shaping our lives to adapt to the new normal. Looking ahead, I believe that digital economy, AI, robotics, and innovation and technology in general will bring fresh opportunities for Hong Kong and Indonesian business cooperation. Indeed, digital innovation has helped Hong Kong contain the spread of the virus, and in so doing, minimize community disruption. In June, the Hong Kong government launched a business platform featuring applications for testing, contact tracing, e-health, e-learning, e-commerce, e-communications, and other smart innovations. So these are open for sharing with our overseas partners, including our Indonesian friends here. So Hong Kong remains a dynamic global business and financial center with a high degree of competitiveness and openness. Our uniqueness stemming from our social and legal systems, our open and efficient market, our free flow of capital and information, as well as our simple, low and territorial-based tax regime, makes us one of the best places in the world to do business and a connecting channel between the major developed and developing economies. Hong Kong has also a rich pool of world-class talents in a wide range of disciplines. We are well placed to contribute in terms of professional collaboration and capacity building by enhancing professional knowledge and experience. So we are very confident that there will be ample opportunities of cooperation between Hong Kong and Indonesia. So to close, just let me once again thank you very much for your participation today, and also let me wish you all the best of business and health in the coming year. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ken Wailo. Okay, so we are going to have a presentation from Cyberport, Ms. Ivy Chan. You are going to have 15 minutes maximum. If you can put the quick Q&A also in that time, it will be very nice. So please, if any audience have question, you can use the chat, type directly to everyone, because Ms. Ivy Chan will stay just a bit after the session and not including the whole panel discussion. So please, if you have question about Cyberport, just ask directly in the chat box. So a brief about Ms. Ivy Chan. She is the head of ecosystem development in Hong Kong Cyberport Management. Has an extensive ICT experience with more than 20 years of business development and network vendor management in a lot of I think like quite famous company across the Asian region. So prior to joining the Cyberport, she worked in Amazon Web Service (AWS) and to support the expansion of data center cloud availability footprint in Hong Kong and Japan. Without further ado, please, Ms. Ivy Chan, your time and screen.
Thank you. Good morning and good afternoon, everyone. First of all, I would like to thank the organizers, the Ministry of Communications and Informatics of Indonesia, the Indonesia Healthtech Association, Hong Kong ETO, and also Invest Hong Kong. I'm Ivy Chan from the Cyberport Ecosystem Development Team. I'm honored to be here with you all. In the next 15 minutes, I'm going to give an overview of Cyberport and also the startup programs that we are organizing. Hopefully, this would give the Indonesia audience in here, the startup audience in here, a quick idea of what facilitation they would get if they choose to land in Hong Kong and join the Cyberport community. Cyberport has a very simple vision. All we've been doing is to nurture the digital tech startup community in Hong Kong, to support them to grow to be the economic driver of the city in the future. To realize the vision that I've just mentioned, Cyberport has 3 major strategic focuses. The top one is to cultivate and develop talents. We have a list of startup programs. Those programs will not just give the companies the entrepreneurship skills they need, but we will also help them to scale up and accelerate. And also we work with the different universities to ensure that we tap into the talent pool earlier to ensure that's a sustained supply. The second focus is to drive industry development. In here specifically, we are talking about the vertical targets that Cyberport is focusing on. They are fintech, esports, digital entertainment, and smart living. Cyberport has been actively organizing many industry events to bridge its startups with the industry practitioners, the experts, the visionaries, to create more cooperation and collaboration opportunity to drive the industry forward. The third one is integrate traditional and new economy in Hong Kong. Cyberport has been positioning itself as the one-stop shopping point for the enterprise who wants to look for innovative solutions to support the digital transformation. We see that Cyberport has a role to play in here, and also this would give our startups business opportunities to access more customers. Cyberport is located in the southern part of the Hong Kong island. In our campus, we have 4 office towers. It's totaling about 1 million square feet of a grade A office space. We've also got a retail area, a shopping mall, and an arcade, and also a 5-star hotel with more than 100 hotel guest rooms. And we've got a waterfront park as well. What we are trying to do is to build a complete community so that people can come here to work, to shop, and have fun. What we are trying to do in here is also to work a self-sustaining model. What we've been trying to do is to get the income generated from the commercial activities, from the hotel business, from the office and the retail space leasing to fund the public mission projects that we have. Nonetheless, the most valuable asset for Cyberport is the entrepreneur community that we have. Over the years, Cyberport has nurtured many successful startups, and here are just a few young faces of them. These entrepreneurs has been embracing the spirit of we dare to venture along their journey with Cyberport. Cyberport has now got more than 1,500 members in its community. Half of them are from our incubation programs. And then the rest are from our co-working space, startup companies, and also office tenants. We've now got 4 unicorns in our community. They are GoGoVan, Klook, TNG, and WeLab. Also, you can recognize some well-known names in here. They are the office tenants who choose to have a presence in the campus. Our community has a very diverse culture. Over a third of our companies in here has founders from non-local nationality. And we've got a good balance of mainland and Western country founders in here. We definitely don't have enough Indonesia companies in here, so hopefully we can have more in the future. Cyberport has 6 cluster focus. On the application side, we have fintech, smart living, digital entertainment, and esports that I've mentioned. We have the biggest fintech cluster in Hong Kong. We have about 390 companies in our community. For smart space, it's a big cluster. It actually have a very wide, broad spectrum we are talking about in here. Healthtech, edutech, 5G, IoT, green tech are all covered in this cluster. We have about 700 companies in this one, smart living cluster, and it's the biggest one amongst the 6. Digital entertainment esports is a unique cluster for us. The government in 2018 has allocated 100 million Hong Kong dollar to Cyberport to develop this industry. It's still a young industry, but what we are talking about here is not just esports, but it's a whole value chain from content development to hardware, software, and also the event management, the competitions. So it's the whole value chain that we want to encourage and develop. And this one also complement well with our youth work that Cyberport has been working with the universities and the secondary schools. We have also 3 technology clusters. These are the building blocks of the application clusters we have. They are the AI, big data, blockchain, and cybersecurity. Currently, we have the biggest cluster at AI, big data, with more than 100 companies in here. For blockchain and cybersecurity, they are still young and small cluster for us, but we think there's a good potential for growth for them. Cyberport is the powerhouse of fintech startup in Hong Kong, as I mentioned. We have about 2/3 of the fintech companies in Hong Kong. If not mistaken, Hong Kong has about 700 fintech companies. And we are really proud to say that the achievement from the fintech companies has been really make us very proud. In last year, the Hong Kong MA, the Monetary Authority, has issued a virtual banking license out of the 8 licensees. We have 2 Cyberport community in there. And then the Hong Kong Insurance Association also have issued 4 virtual insurance licensees. All 4 of them are coming from the Cyberport community as well. For smart living, as I mentioned, we've got a campus of retail space, a hotel, waterfront park. So we are able to give our startups all these different settings for them to test out their solutions. They can try out their solutions and also test them with real customers. For digital entertainment and esports, with use half of the funding allocated to us to convert our arcade into an esports venue. In July last year, we opened the arcade. In the event, we've got more than 700 attendees joining, with many digital entertainment icons, influencers, and also the celebrity gamers joining us. On this page, I want to introduce you all to the different startup programs that we have. Probably this is of most interest to the Indonesian startups in here. We have the university programs that I've mentioned, and also we have the for the seed funding program called the Creative Micro Fund. And then we have the incubation program. This is the core program for us. And each year we will take about 130 startups into the program. And we will have 3 cohorts. During the 2-year program, the startups will be given a free office space on top of the financial assistance that we are giving to them. Also, we have a program to support the incubators to join the accelerator programs of their choice. And also we have support for them to expand to overseas market. In total, Cyberport will give 1.1 million to the incubatees who joined our community, and all of these would be on a grant basis. There won't be any equity to be taken from the community, from the company. Lastly, we have the Cyberport Macro Fund. This one is a co-investment fund. It will, the incubatees of our programs will have to find a lead investor, and then the macro fund will co-invest into the company. I have to say, so far we've been quite successful because each dollar of our macro fund, we've been able to generate about $6 or $7 investment from the lead investor to the company. Besides organizing all those startup programs, Cyberport has been actively leveraging its partnership ecosystem network to increase the success rate of its startups. Specifically, we have 3 groups of network that we've been actively cultivating. They are the enterprise network, the investor network, and also the technology partner network. We want to help our startup companies to fund business, to fund funding from the investors, and to get access to the latest technology to support their product development. And then also we've been working, spend a lot of time on the outreach work to support our startups to expand overseas. Hong Kong market maybe not big enough for them. We want to encourage them to go outbound to other markets as well. So far, with more than 100 incubatees expanding into more than 30 overseas markets. The last item I want to introduce to the audience is the campaign that Cyberport has launched back in February. It's called the Braving the Epidemic campaign. It was at the early time of the outbreak. We put together our relevant startup solutions into 4 different categories: the distance learning and office, home office related ones, the insurance relief fund related ones, and medical healthcare ones, and also the household and workplace improvement ones. In hindsight, we don't know that the outbreak would last for so long and the scale would be so unimaginable. But so far, we've got good success in promoting our related startups to our partners, and the feedback has been really good. A lot of the problems we want to resolve, like the limitations from work from home, we have to have a distance business, contactless, touchless type of requirements actually now has become the new normal. And I just want to give a few examples of the medical and healthcare startup solutions and company names in under this Braving the Epidemic campaign in here. We have quite a number of them in the teledoctor medicine and health area, and also a number of app platforms for the public as well. Also, we have a few robotics and medical device solutions. In the later part of this webinar, we will have 4 of the Cyberport startups to present and teach in here. They are not under the Braving the Epidemic campaign, but they do have very good experience and stories to share to you. I hope you will enjoy it. Lastly, the most rewarding thing for Cyberport is to see the startup excel and succeed. We hope to see more of the Indonesia startups joining us, and be part of our journey to write their successful story. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Ivy Chen. So there is a few questions in the chat, but it's too related with the telemedicine. I mean, it is just a specific question. I think we are going to answer this in the panel later, but I have a question from the, this came from the WhatsApp directly to me. As one of the fully funded government institution that help the startup companies to reach their expansion goals, could you share actually how is the Cyberport help these startups to expand their business in Hong Kong and even sending them to become like global companies? And what are the advantage they will get if they participate in your incubation program? So there is the third point. So first point was how could you help expand? Second is what is the advantage of the participation in your incubation? And the third one is how can Indonesian health tech company join to the Cyberport Hong Kong incubation?
Okay, thank you for the questions. For helping them to expand, apart from those startup programs, as I mentioned, we've also actively leveraging the partner network that we have. We've spent a lot of time expanding our enterprise partners, including all the major multinational corporations in Hong Kong in all the different main verticals. And then we will be like talking to those corporations and asking them what would be their digital transformation and pain points, and then we'll check out whether our startups has the solution for that. So we would be like helping the startups to look for new customers, expand their customer reach, and also will be like the middle person to facilitate that business matching discussions and solution consultation as well. And also for the investment side, we've got investor network with more than 100 individual and investment VC funds in that. We will run regular investment matchings for our startups. This would hopefully also facilitate them to like reach out to a broader investor connections to get more funding for them. For the technology network side, with a list of programs with the big technology partners like you name them, all the big global tech companies, the AWS, the Google, Microsoft, IBM. We are bridging our startups to these technology partners, not just for access to the latest technology, but also to get resell customer opportunities from them as well. So it's also try to get business for our startups using all these different networks that we have.
Can Indonesian startup join Cyberport Hong Kong?
Any nationality would be okay. Actually, just they need to register a company in Hong Kong, and you know, Hong Kong registered company is very easy. So it must be a Hong Kong-based company. Then they can join our incubation program. As I mentioned, each year we have 3 cohorts. So I think the next one will be in November, but they can just visit the Cyberport website, and they can see the Cyberport incubation program enrollment information and the eligibility criteria is in there as well.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Hafizan. So basically, we are going to see another batch intake in November, and hopefully we have like Indonesian startups brave enough to open a new market in Hong Kong, right? Although this pandemic, I think it's, yeah, opportunity is always there. We are just going to be brave enough to catch them. Thank you so much for your time, Ms. Ivy Chen. We are going to continue with the next discussion about, we are going to have a panel with 5 interesting person. First is Mr. Hilwan. You already here? Mr. Hilwan Yogi Brahmanda. He is the head of investment promotion of Invest Hong Kong in Jakarta's office. As head of investment promotion at Hong Kong ETO, Jakarta overseeing Indonesia, Malaysia, Brunei, and the Philippines. His mission is to attract overseas companies to expand their business in or via Hong Kong by promoting Hong Kong as a pivotal company to expand Hong Kong as pivotal role as global platform, enabling companies to access the worldwide market and raise capital from Hong Kong advanced capital market. And I think this is really interesting because we understand that Hong Kong is a bit different than other Asian company. It's more like closer to Japan than the other Asian company. We are going to also have Dr. Leo Wong, Chief Scientific Officer of Elam Intelligence Limited. He is expert in the deep learning technology. Okay, so quite rare people and more demand in this data scientist. Dr. is also a chartered biologist and fellow of the Royal Society of Biology and a chartered scientist of the Science Council of UK. So he also has over 20 years of work experience with various highly respectable biotech and pharmaceutical companies, have been working or conducting research in Genentech and Amgen, and also, yeah, I think we know from medical side a few of this medicine like bevacizumab, femurafenib, and a lot of interesting work he has done. The second one, we are going to have I think he's the most handsome among us, Mr. Justin Chan, CEO and co-founder of Gens Technologies. He is also named in Forbes 30 Under 30 this year, right? So Justin is the co-founder and CEO of Gens Technologies. It is a bioelectronic startup developing a low-cost and portable medical imaging device for diagnostic screening and home-based health monitoring. So this is the more like an IOMT kind of startup. Okay. From Indonesia, we have Dr. Niko Azari Hidayat, the founder of Vascular Indonesia. He is teaching in the he graduated from Udayana University, have a cardiothoracic and vascular surgery program in Erlangga University, fellow in vascular endovascular surgery in the Utrecht University Medisch Centrum in Utrecht, Netherlands, and also as a lecturer in the Erlangga University Hospital. And I believe he ran a 3 startup under the Vascular Indonesia umbrella. And also, I think he also could share later about what is the advanced and multidisciplinary school, the new faculty open in the University of Erlangga. So last one, Mr. Abraham Auzan is a co-founder and chief product officer at Sehati Telectg. This is a healthcare IoT startup too, providing eco-maternity healthcare in Indonesia. We call him usually Bram. So Mas Bram has always had a curious mind with problem solving, graduated from Monash University with bachelor in IT system and master in international business. So I think it's quite a match up with the doctor's background, co-founder of Sehati Telectg, and we are discussing more about this. So please, all panelists, you can turn on your video so we can start discussion. Would like to start that. Okay, we have time until let's say 12:25, so we have like 30 minutes. Hope that we are not going to be very fast. So As Indonesia have like 5 unicorn, we're growing of 100 health tech startups with 7 categories from e-learning, e-commerce, information system, on-demand healthcare, media and community, teleconsultation, and also a growing numbers of AI, IoT, and genetic startups. We are seeing the collaboration to unlock and solve the key problems in Indonesia. We are doing this together as an ecosystem and seeing how working together with the regulator in harmony, like this one. Healthtech Indonesia provide the connection between regulators and also abroad organization with the Indonesian health tech startups. So business might have winner, but we cannot afford people losing in healthcare. So it means our strength is in inclusivity and collaboration. Okay, first question goes to Dr. Nico. How is it to develop the key strength of health tech startups that range widely from e-learning to AI, genetics Indonesia, and especially since you were from you still practice surgeon, Dr. Nico? You're
Yes.
still practicing surgeon, right?
Yes.
So how is it?
Yes.
It's really interesting. Please share your insight about this.
Yes. Thank you, Dr. Gregorius Bimantoro, my colleagues in technology in Indonesia. Yes, I'm now still acting as a surgeon, actually cardiothoracic and vascular surgeon, which is actually I open chest of patients. I also taken out veins or vascular, but in the same time, I also try to manage the price of technology in Indonesia, especially health tech. Yeah. Since now I'm also by the command of the rector of University Airlangga, I'm now the head of Department of Engineering, School of Advanced Technology and Multidiscipline. The key indicator or a key point that we as a doctor in the medical aspect to develop this technology is since we are dealing directly with patients, we are having the passion and compassion to treat them the best way we can treat. So that's why injection or giving drugs, pills alone is not enough. We should be taking care of the patient along the way, yeah, complete with the aspect of informations, communications, and educations, and also consultation. That's why with the at least three components, we can build such as telecommunication, telehealth, teleconsultation. That's why my platform, my digital platform that I built in the academic background, initially deliver the information, free information for all the people who is interested on health matters. They need information of healthcare, health service, everything. Even now, BPJS, COVID, we give it all for free. That's why we go from there, and the traction is now going up. And also, communication is kindly one of the important thing for doctors and nurses in Indonesia to develop, to improve. Why? Because years ago, patients or society of people always consider doctor as a white angel that cannot be touched or reached. But now it's so much different now. So a doctor should come to the people. Doctors should ask what is their feelings instead of only the complaint of the disease, right? So that's why by communicating this openly, yeah, widely and responsibly, it is the main idea to improve the communications aspect. So with the three platform of digital application from Vascular Indonesia, and in the end, the revenue that we are going to chase is that the knowledge revenue, and then the health revenue. By knowledging the people, they becoming healthier, right? So that's why for doctors as a medical, we cannot hard sell the help for them. We should give them the knowledge, educations. That's why they can go health and keep healthy in pandemic era. Obviously, in pandemic era, telemedicine is going up,
Yeah.
and thankfully, these platforms. Also, Dr. Bimo is also having the platform. Telemedicine is rising. That's why people don't go to the emergency department or outpatient clinic easily. That's why telemedicine in Indonesia is also going up. I think that is what the key topic to pursue the health technology uprise, Dr. Bimo. And I think that's all. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much. I think we are going to answer more specific or technical question about telemedicine later. So, Abraham, are you here?
Yes, Doc, I'm here.
So, from your perspective, how will be the Healthtech startup here in Indonesia plan their business expansion? And this is quite a tricky question. Exit strategy for international expansion. We heard that Sahati already went to Africa. Is that right? Or you can share it with.
It's planning. We are planning going to, yeah. Hi, everyone. Thank you for this opportunity again. My name is Abraham. I'm a co-founder of Healthtech. So, yeah, basically, based on our understanding in Healthtech, healthcare is a universal things. So basically, they don't have any boundaries, and like it's like universal language. Even though in each country, they have like a different regulation and mechanism, but we believe the vision and mission and also the parameter of the healthcare is the same. And we want, as a medical technology company, we want to provide more access and quality healthcare for the society. That's the point, actually. In our case, in Healthtech, we developed the platform and also the Internet of Medical Things called tele-CTG, the telecardiotocography. We focus on the maternal healthcare, and we want to try to solve the problem where the high pregnant mortality rate and also the neonatal mortality rate is high, and it's not only happened in Indonesia, and it's also happened in most all developing countries, like in Indonesia, like in Southeast Asia, in Africa, and also in Latin America. So in this case, we develop technology which universal, could be adopted with all the medical professional and also beneficiary, which is mom. Secondly, to answer your question, as a medical technology company, from the very first stage, we have to design the innovation that we want to provide to the people. We have to consider the universal aspect of the product, including the global compliance and regulatory, like the healthcare data compliance, and also in medical IoT, we also have comply with the certain regulation based on the Ministry of Health, like the FDA, like a CE. So basically, as a medical technology company, we have to consider all the compliance and all the regulatory must be included in our plan. For example, in Healthtech, we comply with the IEC 6061 for the electronical things for the medical, and also ISO 13845 for the development and production of the tele-CTG itself. So if we comply with the all regulation, and actually this is the global compliance, and you can bring your technology to the other country, not only Indonesia. That's the very important point in to answer your question. And all in all, from me, it is very important for us to design and plan our product from the very beginning of a stage in the product development, that we have to comply with the global regulation. So our product not only because we believe our solution is not only for the society in Indonesia, but our solution also applicable for the global healthcare market. And as example, in the first quarter in 2020, actually we already have a plan to expand our market to Latin America. We collaborating with the telecommunication company, one of the biggest telecommunication company in the world. But suddenly the pandemic happened, so we have to delay the international market expansion. But from that point, I believe the local medical product from Indonesia, we also can bring more, more good deeds to the people, not only in Indonesia, but also in the global market. So again, yeah, Dr. Bimo and all the participants, we believe that healthcare is universal. We have to create the product not only for the local society, but also the international society, and we have to comply with all. The key is have to comply with all the regulatory and global compliance like FDA and CE. And even in the data side, we also have the regulation for that.
So think global from the day one, right? So
Yep,
yeah,
yep.
As long as we're still on Earth, we can think global as in one planet. We are going to wait for another planet to expand, right?
Exactly, because the problem in Indonesia and other developing countries is almost the same. And yeah, with collaboration with other startups from other countries, we can bring more solution for the society.
Nice. Hopefully, the session today also open and some connection with Hong Kong and others from other company. And continue to Mr. Hilwan. Hi, Mr. Hilwan. Hong Kong has a vibrant startup companies, right? It is interesting. I mean, for the last, I think I started to understand the Hong Kong market is pretty much different than Southeast Asia in 2-3 years ago. And how is actually Hong Kong is becoming a hub of financial market. And can you explain briefly how Hong Kong will be an ideal place for Indonesian health tech companies to plan their business expansion and also hopefully for raising fund, right?
Yeah, thank you, Bimo. So health tech is a major priority for Hong Kong and has received a great amount of financial support, roughly about $10 billion from the government last year. And Healthtech has enjoyed several tailwinds in Hong Kong, comprised of a few points that I would like to mention. But I guess the few most important things that I would like to share is about how Hong Kong has been the regional powerhouse. There is an abundance of the angel investors, seed funding, and venture capitals. And Hong Kong has been the #1 global IPO fundraising centers in 7 of the past 11 years, and over 2,400 listed companies, including international and mainland Chinese firms in Hong Kong. So it is a market which issuers or any companies who would like to do an IPO, they should not miss when considering a do IPO. And Hong Kong has the world-class infrastructures, large talent pool, and accessible local market. And Hong Kong is closer to the mainland market, in particular, Greater Bay Area. And so it makes an ideal place to reach out the greater market in Asia, especially in the East Asia. And I guess the business and individuals in Hong Kong has enjoyed one of the most tax-friendly system in the world. So only 3 direct tax are imposed. There are generous allowance and deductions which can reduce your company's taxable amount. And on one of the world's highest mobile penetrations rates at about 234 mobile subscribers penetrations, and 86% mobile broadband penetrations as of the end of 2019. So these tech savviness lend itself greater openness toward the new technologies, including how you when you are managing your health, especially for the common people. And for the Internet of Things and wearable device and wearable health tech entrepreneurs. So the proximity to the world's manufacturing base in Shenzhen in the southern part of China. So this is one of the city in the Greater Bay Area. So it is clear advantages against any other locations outside of the South China. So I guess 2 point or to the important and opportunities that these Indonesian companies he would like to expand in Hong Kong or via Hong Kong's. So I would like to pinpoint 2 opportunities. So first is the IoT. So the IoT and all the wearable space is obvious. So given the proximity to the manufacturing base in Shenzhen and in Greater Bay Area. Secondly, is the insurance-driven value propositions. In the last is the obvious winners. So the brand, the health tech is sometimes called the insurtech. So the health tech vendors could leverage on the insurers' desires to differentiate and the imperative or to innovate in the face of the rising costs of the healthcare. So in fact, the few multinationals insurance companies like AXA and the Swiss, so they have set up innovations team. It's more like an internal innovation team. So they set up the internal innovation team in Hong Kong, and they are working with the local startup to innovate and protect and the competitiveness of the company. So it is one of the opportunity for Indonesian companies especially if they would like to expand the business in Hong Kong. And I guess today Hong Kong has house of the more than over 3,000 startups, employing roughly about more than 12,000 people. So Hong Kong has shown more promises in the sectors. And I guess today Hong Kong offers big opportunities for the startup to grow with the numbers of the ventures capital companies in Hong Kong and as well as in the Cyberports. And I guess based on the research that we have done for the past 2 months, so we've seen the in ASEAN itself, the big 6, Indonesia, Malaysia, Thailand, Singapore, and Vietnam. So we expectedly that those countries, the big 6, so they will raise the expenditures to roughly about $750 billion US. Furthermore, the value of the medical tech industry will surpass about the 130 billion in 2020. So it means the digital health and medicine will remain the hot topics in the next decade. So, and I believe that Hong Kong will offer much opportunities for Indonesian companies if they would like to expand the business in or via Hong Kong's with the help of the government's support as well as the few institutions in Hong Kong. And I personally believe that Indonesians companies will have the big advantages if they are using Hong Kong as a platforms to expand the business.
Thank you, Mr. Ilwan. So this is really interesting insight. And Asian ASEAN countries, like 6 the top countries,
yeah.
$750 billion healthcare expenditure, and the medtech industry, perhaps you can all notice that it's going to be 130 billion the value, right? In this year.
Yeah.
Okay. We are going to continue to Hong Kong startups. Dr. Leo Wong, you're already here, right? Okay, already on the video. Actually, the question is to both of you, but I would like Dr. Leo Wong to answer first, then Mr. Justin Chen. Could you please share your experience when you are participating in the incubation program in Cyberport? And Also, please share what are the overall benefits to your company and how it's going to impact your business growth. Dr. Lee, you can unmute yourself.
Perhaps I could go first, and then we can try to solve the issue in the meantime. That be
okay.
Just,
okay.
It's solved
okay.
now.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Sorry, I think the committee need to ask you to unmute. Okay, please, Dr. Leo.
Oh, hi everyone. Thank you. My name is Leo, and I'm the Chief Scientific Officer at ALA.
Hello.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Yes. Connection.
Sorry, guys.
I think you have to. You need to only use. You can mute one. Okay. Or
yeah, I'd happily go first if that be helpful.
Okay, Justin, please start from your side.
Sure. Thank you very much, first of all, for inviting me, because the other day I was just talking to my friends that Indonesia is one of my favorite countries, and seeing so many Indonesian faces feels like I'm right out of Hong Kong, which is a very rare thing to happen. So thank you for inviting. So I'm Justin, and I'm the CEO of Gens Technologies. And if I could, I might share my screens a bit so that I could give a brief overview of what we do in Gens. With a minute of sort of presentation. So what we do is a portable and low-cost cross-sectional imaging for internal organs that you can monitor at home or in the hospital front line. And as you can see, those are the two devices that we have. The one on the left does the exact same thing on the right, just without the monitor. And then what we envision is we can put this at homes where we can monitor chronic patients. So if it's people with diabetes with an aging population inside the home, we can just do a quick scanning where you literally just have a band wearing around the place you want to scan. So if it's lungs, you wear around the chest. If it's liver, a bit lower, and it could be on your wrist and other places as well. And with that, we generate a medical imaging that is not very high resolution, but it's still enough for us to do a bit of diagnostic screening. And then there's a lot of indicators that we could track the health over time for the patient as well. So what we're envisioning is that there's a big trend in telemedicine, and then this could help solve a bit of medical personnel shortage for those sort of close monitor at home where they don't have to go to hospital all the time. So that's basically a brief introduction of what we're doing here. So going back to how Cyberport has helped us, and it has been a long journey, and then there are multiple benefits that we've gained from this. So there are three folds that I want to talk about. The first one is obviously the financial part, and then there's exposure, and then the network as well. So going back to what IT said earlier, we can claim up to 1.1 million Hong Kong dollars from Cyberport's 5 various programs. But on top of that, being part of Cyberport incubation company, you're eligible for a lot more expenses that you can claim as well. For example, we're utilizing around 4 million of additional grants from the Hong Kong government for us to hire PhDs and researchers to work on our program and the device that we have. And on top of that, there's also some trial schemes in the public sector that we can use. So those are around 1 million Hong Kong dollars as well, where they would perhaps try to link up some sort of a public sector inside Hong Kong. So in our case, it could be universities or hospitals inside where you can trial your products. And the government is sponsoring a bit of that money as well. And obviously there are different things that we're using inside the Cyberport. The grant funding are quite flexible as well. And there are plenty that we can explore with different government departments from the innovation side and technology side of things. So that's the first part. The funding part is more than just 1.1 million that Ivy has mentioned. And the second part is the network and exposure as well. So Cyberport has constantly exposed us into different media. So we have done interviews with TV channels inside Hong Kong, a lot of newspaper communication as well. And they also link us up with different agencies and associations inside the medical industry. So if they have researchers coming in, if they have doctors, if they have hospital executives coming in, they would arrange workshops for us to go in and explore what synergies we could provide as well. So all in all, those are really, really valuable experience and network for us to expand into and take advantage of it. And they also have a dedicated team, the ecosystem team, that studies the startup that we have and specifically create opportunity for us in this. So one other thing that I could share to wrap up is Gens Technologies is participating in a COVID-related trial scheme where we are helping the government trial devices where we can monitor lung functions of patients and recover patients remotely so that they can do it at home without using hospital resources. So they play a part in leading to that trial as well. And so it's very up to date and it's very responsive in terms of the support that we're enjoying from Cyberport. Yeah, thank you.
Nice. Okay, so that's answer why your device is like around the chest, and so right now it's used to measure lung function, right, for the COVID-19 also.
So several things. It depends on where you wear it. If it's around the chest, you're looking at lungs and hearts. If it's lower, we can look at liver. So it's different places as well.
Okay. Thank you. Dr. Lee Wong, you ready?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me now?
Okay, it's fine. Using your phone is good.
I'm sorry about that.
Please share about the LM intelligence and how is you benefiting from the Cyberport, Hong Kong Cyberport.
All right. Thank you, everyone. ALM Intelligence is an AI and big data analytical company. It's known for solutions that translate business needs into a data science process and embed deep learning capacity for practical use. So we are established by experienced professionals from such as AI, data science, biomedical science, and finance. And we are also the pioneer for implementing deep learning technology in Hong Kong. So, and our models are developed specifically for multi-dimensional analysis of complex data. And and our solution include but not limited to deep learning, machine learning, custom AI tool, classification tools, image, voice, text, analyticals, predictive analytics, and biomedical and financial tools. So we already built a very well-established platform so that we can fit any kind of data from a database, open database, no matter big data or and then we build the software based on deep learning predictive model, which is like currently developed to aid doctor to diagnostic reproductive medical disorder based on clinical data of patients in China and Hong Kong. About how Cyberport can supporting us. So we start our incubation program last year in 2019 June. So we are starting from scratch, and we receive an initial working capital grant from Cyberport, which helped us a lot in on operating daily expenses. Moreover, the expense resources such as the rental-free office space, business matching opportunities, investment connections, talent recruitment, and networking opportunity really help us to accelerate the growth of our company. And I think on top of the Cyberport incubation program, Cyberport provides a comprehensive platform to foster success for digital health tech entrepreneurs. So we'll continue seeking financial assistance from Cyberport, for example, the Cyberport macro fund when the right time comes in. So it's talking about the pandemic the situation now. I mean, some industry and services are forced to shut down. Companies in the health tech sector push to work even harder, innovate faster, collaborate, and be resilient and unprecedented place. So, I mean, some health tech company may find it difficult to continue to support courses if capital becomes a constraint and product launches are delayed due to the pandemic solutions. But in contrast, I mean, the pandemic has helped highlight the importance of health technology, especially in Hong Kong, which is like certainly front and center economically, politically, and socially. So I think that the outbreak has brought the opportunity and the challenge for business. For example, like virtual health, other digital health technology have become more integrated into life work culture. And many healthcare organizations have developed their own like internal investment strategies. So in addition, I mean, many industry experts like in health tech, they probably become more like permanent part of a healthcare delivery because it enables more effective use of resources and minimize exposure to diseases of both like patient and caregiver. And yeah, and our business model and strategy pointed to a trend of a collaboration and partnerships. So yeah, for the, I mean like for the using of the big data and I mean the healthcare now in Hong Kong have been like a big like healthcare adoption of big data have been shown when compared with other industry. So I think chances are there and opportunities are there because of the pandemic solutions. Right.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Lee Wong. So next, we are going to answer a few questions from the chat box. Okay, and later on, I'm going to ask a final question to wrap up the session. So let's use this like 10 minutes to answer. So if you have an answer, please answer it briefly and direct to the point. No need to explain again what you're doing, etc. So I think first is regarding the telemedicine regulation. We would like to know also in Hong Kong, is it doctor allowed to give prescription over telemedicine, or is it now allowed to assist for consultation purpose, not so only consultation, not for diagnose and therapy? Thank you. So that's the first question. Perhaps a bit related about that is how to improve the accuracy of the telemedicine, and this pandemic may change the perception about physical examination, how to make the patient examine, but keep the healthcare professional safer. Okay, so there is a 3-point question about telemedicine. First one is prescription. How to do the tele-prescription? Is it okay or only for consultation, no diagnose and therapy? Second one is how to improve the accuracy of telemedicine, and the third one is more into how to mindset of physical examination. I think a few devices have been developed to become more an objective data, right, for the telemedicine. Either from Jen's technology and Sahati Teledigi also developed like that, and how will this improve the telemedicine accuracy? Please, panelists who want to answer.
Well, Dr. Bimo. Yes, since this is telemedicine is also one of my thing, and I also one of the officer of Atensi in Indonesia. There is an association telemedicine Indonesia as a part of the partnership also in Healthtech. Well, ethically, one doctor, if you want to prescribe medicine, should examine the patient, anamnesis the patients, and the examination should be written on the paper that we call it medical record. That is actually the lege artis or the procedure that we should do. But if the medicine is over the counter, I mean, it's a free, so it's not like sedative or it's morphine, it is free in the market that we can buy, of course it can. But prescription means doing by a medical professional. So in Indonesia, it still would not allow. I don't know in Hong Kong. I think it's also similar, but I hope one of the startup that maybe the background of medical could answer it, maybe, or maybe also the technology also deal with the doctors also can answer it. But in Indonesia, still cannot be prescribed without any at least interview by the doctors, because we don't want to passion our patient after taking the pills, they go allergic or side effects or everything. Can there be more?
Okay. So any other insight perhaps about this question? Okay.
Sure, I could say 1 or 2 words about this. I'm not entirely sure about what Hong Kong, it's the regulation for doctors in telemedicine, whether they're allowed to provide prescriptions. But we do see quite a lot of startups doing teleconferencing for those doctor consultation as well. And from what I know, at least 2 or 3 years ago, it was still not allowed. I'm not sure what is the standard nowadays. But I do agree with Dr. Nico that it's unlikely that would be the case in Hong Kong. And for telemedicine's question, where how can we improve the accuracy? Obviously, the more objective equipments that we can have inside the other end of the channel will hugely important. So things that could help quantify the health indicators of those patients would definitely be helpful. And there might also be aggregation of digital medical records, where I'm quite sure a lot of patients do not have physical copies that doctors or the family doctors have in terms of medical history. So
We
some sort
lose
of algorithm.
the signal from Justin, Dr. Bimo.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but yes, thank you. I think there are plenty to work on, and
yeah, please.
And, yeah, thanks.
So, Dr. Bimo, probably, yeah, I would like to share our experience in telemedicine in Indonesia. For the prescription, I think I cannot answer because we don't have any relation for the digital prescription. But for the telemedicine, what we do in Sate and TeleCTG is we currently still follow the current regulation that provided by the Ministry of Health, that state there the telemedicine is based on the telemedicine and teleconsultation. If not, please correct me if I'm wrong or like I need like a update for the regulation, yeah. But based on the current regulation, we still follow the teleconsultation, only allow for consultation between the what is called the medical practitioner between the healthcare facility. So basically what we do in Sate TeleCTG is we provide the teleconsultation for the midwife in the community healthcare center in Puskesmas to the OBGYN doctor in the vertical hospital or like a RSUD in Indonesia. So basically what we do in Sate TeleCTG, we do the teleconsultation and telemedicine for the between the medical practitioner to the medical practitioner among the healthcare facility. So basically, the patient is still the patient of the midwife, and the consultation that we provide is between the midwife in Puskesmas and OB/GYN doctor in the RSUD. So
yes,
basically,
this is a facility to facility, right?
Yeah, facility to facility. Actually, that's what we did in Sate TeleCTG. Yeah. And the second question regarding the what's called increasing the accuracy. Yes, agree. That's also what we do in Sate TeleCTG. At the first stage, we want to provide the better access of healthcare first, because in Indonesia, as we know, like we have like a treaty area or like a area that doesn't have for example like internet access on everything. So we at first stage we want to open up the access first. After that, we focus on how we increase the accuracy of the sensor and everything based on our expertise in company. I think that's our answer.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. There is an interesting share from Dr. Lee Wong. Actually, Dr. Renal, can you share the slide. I think this is quite interesting. I mean, this is heavily related to what we are talking about AI and deep tech in healthcare. And just hearing Dr. Leong already online again. You can share your video. And what is about LLM intelligence? I think we need to understand more about this since this is the topic of our discussion.
Right. Thank you. But like, I cannot control the PowerPoint at this moment.
Yeah,
so
you can just say next. This is the most advanced remote control voice control, right? Using
Right.
I will help Dr. Leo. It's okay.
So right, so LLM intelligence. Well, so we apply like deep learning technology to open more possibilities for all business. So we are focusing on two sectors like biomedical and financial. But like today we're talking about more into biomedical. So yeah, so this is what we talked about in the beginning. We are big data, AI, analytical company. So we look for different solutions. So we have like a different solution for a different sector. But like for biomedical, we can like use make use of the big data to give different company or industry for the inferences that they can discover by like you saying like recognition, like classification and things like that. So yeah, I mean with big data, I mean like we can give a lot of different kind of solution by deep learning. So no matter what like clinical data it is, we can still give a different solution for the better use. So we have a very well established platform. So integrate by the data deep learning based analytical platform. So we can use as a blueprint architect and expand it to other fields such as like EEG, for instance. We are doing it, and we have helping a different institution looking at the different like analytical solution, application, recommendation, or even visualization. So yeah, so this is what we do for health tech, or even more further in other industry though.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Is that all? Slide, Dr. Yenor, already? Okay.
Yes.
So I think we can continue to the next question. So perhaps the issue of I think it's not, we're not yet talking about 5.0 revolution industry. I mean that's the society 5.0, but more into industrial revolution 4.0. Do you have idea how to connect all the stakeholder between government and private sector? So is it already happening also in Hong Kong that private and public sector work together with the data integration, or maybe Indonesia more used to like Singapore model of one EMR for one citizen? How it's done in the Hong Kong, integrating all this health data? Dr. Leo, perhaps you know about this, how to integrate the health data within ecosystem, within private and public sector.
Right. Well, we just integrate like different like data like by architecture that we discover and develop like based on MATLAB software that we're using. So it depends on like what kind of data, and then we put it into our like software to do like building models, and then like we have like domain expertise of helping us. So say doctors, they have their own expertise. We can collaborate, talk together to fix that problem then.
Okay, thank you. So I think we are near to the 12:40 in Jakarta time and 1:40 in Hong Kong time. Perhaps some of us already need to have lunch after this. Okay, so we are going to wrap up the session. The last question, please, Mr. Hilwan, you can also answer this. Dr. Nico, Abraham, Dr. Liu Wong, and Justin Chen. So how is the impact of the current pandemic to the health tech company in both Indonesia and in Hong Kong? And how will there be any impacts to the current business model? Are you changing that? Are you shifting to the different business model, or the current business model is just working fine? What strategy to, I don't think it's only maintain, not surviving, but to thrive in this pandemic? And please let it like 1-2 minutes as your closing statement too, while answering this question. Dr. Nico, you already here?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, so.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, I'm just gonna have to wrap it. But actually, telemedicine, one of the health technology that actually uprise in this pandemic, since people don't go crowd, people don't go to outpatient clinic and emergency easily, they prevent to go to the hospital. Telemedicine is actually a price. So if we are the medical or technologists that develop technology, health technology, telemedicine is actually one of the key brand that uprise, in fact, rather than the other technology that contact with patients and crowds and everything. So I'm not changing my strategy. In fact, I have to getting more empower the telemedicine aspect on the platform. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Abraham, how about your side?
Initially, started TeleCTG, we focus on the rural and also in the remote area because
you're going to city right now, right?
Because of the the access of healthcare in the remote area. But in this pandemic, the pregnant mom that doesn't have access not only in the remote area but also in the big cities like Jakarta, like even like a pregnant mom is very difficult to go to the hospital, or even it's very dangerous for them to connect to go to the puskesmas. So basically it's shifting us from the it bring new market for us from the remote area to the cities. And I believe that all people in Indonesia need like a better quality of healthcare by a better access of healthcare through the telemedicine. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. So, and there is a bonus. I heard about 500,000 pandemic pregnancy.
Yes, that's
not doing nothing, right? Okay. Justin, how about your side? How this pandemic?
Thanks. I'm sure we see a theme by now. Telemedicine is, of course, the direction that we're seeing, and with the virtue of what we do, we originally have an equal focus in hospital and home-based monitoring, but right now, seeing it becomes more of a convenience and a necessity, we're putting more and more focus on the home monitoring side. So that would be what I might add from our side.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Leo Wong.
Yeah, quite yeah. So I really patient for that, and then I think for healthcare adoption of big data has been been slow when compared with other industry, but right now it is predicted to be used dramatically in the following aspect, like drug discovery, like designed to determine potential drug candidate, clinical trials, or real-time monitoring, EHR to discover trends, and all these healthcare intelligence, they try to track patient statistic and vital signs, hospital healthcare system to better predict healthcare outcomes and design treatment protocols. All these, what we can think about in the future and what our company are focused in. And other critical crucial components will continue to play, I think, in a very significant part in the game, such as pre-pregnancy tag to assist couple to conserve patient prediction at hospital for improved staffing, telemedicine, for instance, and predicting whether specific condition is likely to develop in the future. So I think, yeah, this is what the trend, I think, what we can do in Hong Kong or even in China in the upcoming future. Then.
Yeah, thank you, Lewong. Perhaps, Mr. Ilwan, you have another closing statement about the Hong Kong-Indonesia relationship after this?
Yeah, of course, the COVID-19 has impacted the global economy, right? So I guess across the world, Asia, Southeast Asia, Hong Kong are not immune by the global recession as well. And we've seen the measures imposed by the government, like social distancing, physical distancing, and the people do things remotely. So of course, it will create new opportunities as well. And I guess we have seen for the past 6 months, few sectors like e-commerce, education technologies, and health technologies have thriving for the past 6 months. And we also have spoken with our counterparts, some VCs, venture capitals. They will look more favorably in the several sectors like fintechs, healthtechs, e-commerce, and education technologies. And those sectors have shown resilience in the business. So I believe it will. Those 4 sectors will thrive in the futures, and I believe Southeast Asia and Hong Kong as well will have more fruitful. I mean, in those sectors in the next 2 or 5 years.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Hilwan. So I think this is very interesting session, a panel discussion that, yeah, quite challenging actually for us to work together in this global pandemic. But there is an opportunity in healthcare, and we are seeing a great surge even in the number of startups and new solutions built. Please. You can leave this room after this, take a break, take your lunch, and you can get back here again to see the 6 startups from Indonesia pitching. There's Brave Healthcare, Medina, Gigi.id, Gigi means States, Pharmacy from Pharmacy.id, Alinamed, and wait, I think I forgot the last one. Cityscope. It's a I think it's a blockchain EMR, and we are going to have 2 guest pitching from the Hong Kong Cyberport, Access Hobby, and Virtual Control. We are going to have 3 jury from the Indonesian VC and Startup Association, or AMVESINDO. Mr. Surya, I've seen him since the morning. Mr. Rimawan Yasin also, and also Dr. Nico will help from the Healthtech Indonesia as a jury. So thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for the sharing, and hope this is going to be a start of a new journey together between Indonesia and Hong Kong to grow the healthtech industry and to create a new partnership together. So thank you. You can either stay or leave, but you can get back to this meeting room again at 1:45 p.m. in Jakarta time or 2:45 p.m. Hong Kong time. Okay, all these sessions are recorded and you can check it on our YouTube channel in Healthtech Indonesia. Thank you so much.
Maybe take pictures, Dr. Bimo.
Thank you.
Yes. Okay. Great. Please help us take picture, Dr. Enor.
Okay. So participant who would like to join the photo session, can you please activate your video?
Oh, Oscar is still here. Dr. Oscar is still also here. Dr. Anas Maruf is still here. Oh, so many people. Thank you so much. You are staying and hearing all the sharing. I hope this will be helpful for everyone.
Okay, we will take the pictures. Ready? Put on your smile. 3, 2, and 1. Thank you, Dr. Bimo.
Thank you, Dr. Yanuar. So
We can start
yeah.
the live streaming session first
Yeah,
because of the break, or are we going to continue?
No, we are going to stop first. Okay.
Continue.
So
Okay.
please all get back and watch the 6 Indonesian health tech startups. They are very interesting. We have an health IoT also. The new we are going to see after this, right, at the 1:45 p.m. Please join back to this room. We have Gigi, the teledentistry. We are going to have a telepharmacy, a blockchain EMR, and also the on-demand home care mixed with telemedicine. So hope that this will be something that bring a new solution or even existing solution that could benefit all of us.